This is a warning. The Grim Reaper of radio, Bob Romanik, with his off-the-record show is about to air. He's probably the nastiest and craziest son of a bitch that you've ever had the misfortune to encounter. The Grim Reaper show will be very controversial and probably quite tasteless. If you are even slightly offended by controversial matter concerning religion, racial matters, politics, or life's problems, you are hereby warned to turn this program off immediately. The Grim Reaper show will be, like his face, very scary and very ugly. At this time, not proudly, but shamefully presents to you Bob Romanik, the craziest son of a bitch on the radio today.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. Good Monday morning. Weather forecast. It's a little nippy outside. That's what my mother used to say, a little nippy. I looked in the dictionary for nippy. I couldn't find it, but hey, I'm going to believe one. A little nippy, wear a jacket, and wipe your nose. That's what she used to tell me. Wipe your nose all the time. Don't look good with a little bit of the booger hanging out. But anyway, nice Monday. I got a lot of calls, and I want to let everybody know our 1430, we worked on our 1190 signal. Now we're working on 1430. And so we're shutting the signal off at night for a couple nights because we don't want to see anyone get hurt. So after the pattern changes in the wintertime, right now it's 4:45, just switch over to my show or the good country music. We ought to be up and going on 1430 in the next couple days, but a lot of these radio stations will put it low power or put in enough power to run it, and guys get hurt out there. And there's I like to get my word out, but not at the expense of someone getting hurt and not going home to their family at night. So please bear with us on our 1430 nighttime signal. You can get it great during the day, but we shut it off. If we have to shut it off sometime, we'd rather shut it off at night and get the work done at night. So bear with us and keep listening. We sincerely appreciate it. A little bit later, I've called and asked both Roger Cook, the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. He's a candidate for county board chairman. I've asked him to come by, and he's always gracious enough and transparent enough to come by. Then I finally, and every time I call State Representative Charlie Meyer out of the 108th District out of Oakville, if he's not in Springfield, he'll either call or come by. This man is so transparent, I think I'm going to start calling him Casper Meyer, because he is transparent. Charlie Meyer, I met him about a year or two ago. This man he won't duck. He may not tell you what you want to hear. He may not tell you that it's right if it's wrong. He may not tell you that things are going good in Springfield under the Democratic rule when they're not. He will give you the truth, but even more than the truth, he'll give you an answer. He'll never duck a question. He hasn't from me. He hasn't from other people. And I want to salute Charlie for that. And hopefully he's on his way in also. So we'll have both the State Representative Charlie Meyer from the 108th Legislative District out of Oakville, Illinois. He's a Republican, proud of it. And Roger Cook, also a Republican, running for County Board Chairman in St. Clair County. So stay stay tuned, because my show will be crappy until they come on. But we'll get a little good segment out of the show. Hey, I got to say, they sent me a letter, a couple emails about, and this ain't going to be pretty, but here, people, at the start of my show, it says if you're offended by religious reasons or situations, by political situations, by social situations, you probably be offended by me breathing, and I understand that, but we're not making you listen to this station. And it gets a little raunchy. I mean, it's adult content. I don't do it at 6:30 in the evening when people are sitting around the radio and young kids. Young kids are in school Monday through Friday. I don't want to rant and rave for the young kids, but I've got every right to say what I say and how I say it. But anyway, talked about Mark Sweet Cakes Kern not being a very good sportsman and he'd like to play basketball with the boys at the YMCA. I get another email. It says, Bob, I know Mark Sweetcakes Kern. He's not a very good ball player. And I think, well, you go to the basketball court and you play basketball. But they said that Mark Sweetcakes Kern plays some kind of ball in the men's locker room. Is there a basketball? I want to just know, is there a basketball court or a squash court or a volleyball court? What kind of ball do you play in the boys' locker room? Kern, can you tell me? Hey, Sweetcakes, and everybody knows that one day I'm going to go real crazy, and I'm going to let you know why his nickname is Sweetcakes. And I know he doesn't much care for me saying it, but I just want to know, Mark Kern, if you are an athlete, what kind of sporting event takes place in the boys' locker room? What kind of balls do you play with in the locker room? Is it footballs? Is it basketballs? Is it baseballs? Or what kind of balls? I just want to know. So call me Kern, you no-count rotten piece of crap. Okay, now that we're over that. The American Legion Post, 1937, is having their paddle wheel meat rally this Sunday at TR's Place, 4901 Concordia Church Road in Belleville. Starts at noon. For any information, you can contact the great guy, Commander Jim Farbus. It's 618-409-1212. As you all know, Jim Watkins was fired, terminated, and I like the Watkins family. Great bunch of people, so I say I'm for Jim Watkins, as long as he hasn't killed anybody, and I'm sure that's not why they fired him. You know, you got to stand by your friends. Your friends aren't perfect. You're not perfect. You can say, hey, my friend was wrong. My friend shouldn't have done that. And I've said that 1,000 times. But at the end of the day, you know what I say? He's still my friend. And Jim Watkins, they're going to have a rally at MG School at 6 p.m. tonight. Tonight, Monday, December the 14th, at the MG High School Circle Drive. I didn't know MG Junior High School Circle Drive. That'll be at 6 o'clock this evening, and all the supporters of Jim Watkins, I'm sure, will be out there. So anybody that's interested, one way or the other, I'm sure it'll be a heck of a good time tonight. I may take my hot dog cart out there. Also, I want to say hi to Blake and Colin Dywald. And Cole and Aaron Stencil. I met these guys at the River House at the Marina in New Athens over the weekend. Great bunch of guys. They listen all the time down in Randolph County. And I got to say, the River House, if you guys ever get down to New Athens, go to the River House Marina and Restaurant and Bar. It's a great environment, and they have great ownership down there. They bought it last year, and they're remodeling everything, and it's really a nice situation. So, guys, you be safe, and it's a pleasure meeting all of you. Also, I was at Wood River Bakery, as I am on every Sunday. You guys stop by and see me. We can shoot the bull. We can do whatever the hell. Have a lot of listeners come by. I'm there about 10:30 on a Sunday. But Joanne from Fosterburg Township, a beautiful, lovely lady. I want to thank her. She listens all the time, and I think she even agrees with not just what I say, but how I say it. And she's a lovely, beautiful lady. So, Joanne from Fosterburg Township, thank you very much. Also, Jamie Bender and John Sams from North Dupo, I want to say hi to you guys. Bob Nettermeyer, and our good friend, Charlie Meyer, is from Clinton County, Washington County area. They're kind of one and the same. Great bunch of people in both Washington and Clinton County. They're having their poker run, and let me get it here, a New Year's Day poker run. He encourages all listeners to come out, and I've been to Damiensville, I've been to Oakville, been to Nashville, all those towns. Great people. They really treat you well. But anyway, they're going to have a Veterans Tribute, a New Year's Day poker run on January the 1st, 2016. You have to go to Albers, Beckmeyer, Breeze, Germantown, and New Baden. You have to stop at all 5 of those American Legion posts on this run. And it says also, all participants must visit all 5 legions and be back at Breeze Legion not later than 5 p.m. to be eligible for money and great attendance prizes. So If you have any questions or concerns, you can call Bob Nettemeyer. It's 618-248-5602 or Terry Becker. It's 618-526-7302. That's the Veterans Tribute New Year's Day poker run. We're going to try to make it out there, guys, and the clown may make it out there in his clown mobile. But, guys, from Clinton, Washington County, thank you very much for your friendship and for listening. You guys have a lot better things to do, but I appreciate that. I got a call. Someone north of Steelville found a lighter, a Zippo lighter, and engraved in it, and this has been found about 6 years ago, and they said that I was the only one, and I'm not, of course, but I'm the only one that could get the word out. It was for a veteran, a Corporal Sisney, S-I-S-N-E-Y, and apparently on there he served in Vietnam in the Marine Corps, and I want to salute him wherever the heck he's at, from 66 to 67. But we've got access to that lighter. I don't know if it was a souvenir. I don't know if it was a keepsake that someone giving, but if anybody knows from Southern Illinois, a gentleman, he was a corporal in the Marine Corps, S-I-S-N-E-Y. Please give us a call because someone found an engraved lighter, a Marine Corps lighter. They found it 6 years ago, and I don't give a damn if it was 30 years ago. Let's try to get it back to this gentleman. So if anybody knows, and he was a corporal in the Marine Corps, please give us a call. Also from New Baden, and I'm not going to read all this, it's very personal, from Bruce Rapinen. Bruce Rapinen, his daughter was raped some time back, and his wife, won't give her name, had a nervous breakdown, and he's putting this all out because they're needing help. His wife's had been to 3 different inpatient facilities for severe depression, anxiety, and I can understand that. I wouldn't have to worry about severe depression for anxiety and depression if someone raped my daughter. I'd have to worry about bringing some Vaseline and cigarettes because I'd be back in prison because I'd kill the son of a bitch. But that's just Bob Romanik. And that's not politically correct, and I am running for office, but I would tell you people, if you don't like what I say, just don't vote for me. But if you want somebody that's going to fight for you up in Springfield, like I fight every day, fight this culture of corruption, you don't have to like me, don't have to like my looks, don't have to like my personality. Like what I'm going to do, like what I'm going to do in Springfield, and that's represent my people. But anyway, they started a GoFundMe, and if you go, the GoFundMe page is Hope, common spelling, for Kara, K-A-R-A, with service, K, the initial K, and the number 9. It's a service dog for the mother who's severely depressed, has anxiety, PSTD, and RSD, whatever that is. But I'm sure it's not a good thing. The gentleman works for the New Baden Police Department, and we want to salute not just New Baden, but every professional police officer for a job that somebody has to do, and these guys do it well. The professional police officers, not the bums with the badges. So anybody, if you would, go to the FundMe page, Hope for Kara, K-A-R-A, with service, the initial K, and the number 9. And if you can help them out, please do, and we'll do all we can do, Bruce. And I wish you and your family the best at this holiday season. The Winter Walk, December the 13th. Well, that's passed. Don't have to worry about that. You can pick me up on iTunes. Type in Bob Romanik and or the Grim Reaper of Radio. Go to our streaming site, insanebroadcasting.com. One word, common spelling. Like us on Facebook at KQQZ 1190 AM or our sister station at KZQZ 1430 AM. You can hear my repeat performance every day at 4 o'clock p.m. and also now broadcasting from the graveyard to the graveyard shift every night, Monday through Friday, but only on KQQZ 1190 AM at the stroke of midnight. You can hear my repeat performance. On this date, December the 14th, 1799, George Washington died at Mount Vernon. His last words were, and I quote, "I die hard, but I'm not afraid of dying." On this date, December 14th, 1903, William Innes, executed at Sing Sing Prison, became the first police officer to die in the electric chair. So see, back there in 1903, if it was a bum with the badge, we got to get rid of them. Let's don't hold the few bums with the badges against the great performance, the great professionalism of our police officers. And I'll stand behind a professional police officer any day of the week. On this date, December 14th, 1915, the first black world boxing champion was Jack Johnson. On this date, December the 14th, 1941, the first NFL division playoff between the Bears and the Packers. On this date, December 14th, 1967, DNA was created in a test tube. On this date, December the 14th, 1990, right to die case permitted Nancy Cruzan to have her feeding tubes removed. She died 12 days later. That's what happened on this date, December the 14th, throughout all these years in our world's history. I had Lynn send me an email, and she corrected me. And Lynn, I love you, and she wishes me the best on my run, and I thank you for that. And she wants me to be politically correct and verbally correct, I guess. And she says democratic, but if you go to the Oxford Dictionary, Lynn, it says democratic. And related to or supporting of democracy are its purposes and principles. Our number two are relating to the Democratic, TIC, Democratic Party. So that may be the first time I've ever been right, but Lynn, thank you for bringing that up so I could find that I was right at one point in time. Hey, they talk about Donald Trump. And we're not going to take much time because as soon as Charlie Meyer and Roger Cook come in, we're going to give them time because they'll be talking about something interesting, something enjoyable, something important, unlike myself. But they bitch about Trump. And they said, Romanik, you sound like Trump. No, Trump sounds like Romanik. I've been going crazy. I've been politically insane for the last 6 years. And here, people, just like Trump, just like me, Trump can say anything he wants, anytime he wants. That's his right as an American. And don't let the mainstream media, you watch CNN, Fox, all these, and they always sway the truth. They always sway the news. Don't let these guys make your decision for you. Let that man talk. Let that man say what he wants. And don't ever say, or don't ever let the news media, he shouldn't say that. The hell he shouldn't. He should say whatever the hell he wants to say. This is America. You decide. If you think he's crazy, then don't vote for him. If you like what he says, vote for him. But don't let the mainstream media, and I'm not any kind of media. I'm a crazy son of a bitch who commandeered the airways. I don't want to be a radio guy. I don't want to be a big shot. I don't want to be something that I hate. I despise a big shot son of a bitch. All I want to do is get my message out. You either believe it or not. You either like me or not. But don't dislike me because what I say or how I say it, because this is America. You want to get mad at me? Don't get mad at me. Go get mad at every brave military hero that's died to give me and you the right. Don't get mad at me. Blame every veteran that's walking the street that's got one leg, one arm, one eye, paralyzed. Blame those brave military heroes for my actions, because this is America. And I say anybody that says different can kiss my white, hairy, stinky ass. How many people running for office are going to tell somebody to kiss their white, hairy, stinky ass? Because I don't care. Those brave military heroes all gave some, and some gave all. You know what some gave all means? They died to give me and you the right to live free, to talk free, to be free. And to have some son of a bitch say, you can't say that? The hell you can't. You say whatever you want to say. Let the people decide. But the news media, Trump, he's saying too much. He's talking about keeping all the terrorists out in the mud. Here's my point, people. Put yourself in this position. There's a boat coming over from Syria. There's 1,000 people on that boat. 999 will be productive citizens. But there's that one no-count, low-life, good-for-nothing son of a bitch that's going to blow you and your family up. Going to blow you and your family up, and you can take that to the bank because God come down and told you that. One of them on there is going to blow you and your family, going to destroy you and your family and your friends and your neighborhood. What do you do with that boat with 1,000 people on it? You know what you do? You turn that son of a bitch right around. And that's what Trump's trying to say. I don't think Trump's a racist by any means. I think Trump's a realist. And I don't know if I'm going to support Trump. I do support him having the right to say whatever the hell he wants to say. And I get tired of the news media. Oh, he's wrong. He shouldn't say that. That's the news media, people. That's their opinion. You hear me when I talk, I say, listen to me. This is my opinion. Don't believe me, listen to me, and then research what I say. And then you'll find out what I say is correct. Then, at that point, you'll believe me. Don't believe these mainstream son of a bitches. I can't even remember some of the names. All these bastards on CNN and Fox and NBC. They're as bad as this bastard at the News Democrat, Brad Weinstein. Brad Wienerstein, when there's an editorial. It's not an editorial. It's one ignorant son of a bitch like me. And I'm an ignorant son of a bitch most of the time, not all the time. When I'm resting and sleeping, I think I'm a pretty good guy. But it doesn't make any difference. Let people say what they want. Because if we stop people saying what they want, it's like we're saying to you and me, hey, you people don't listen to that because you're too stupid to understand if he's telling the truth. You're too stupid to make your own decision. And I don't think any of us out there are that stupid. So don't let these rotten bastards do that to you. But anyway, I don't agree with everything Trump's saying. But I do agree that he has the right to say it. And let me make the decision whether I think he's right or wrong. Let you make the decision whether you think he's right or wrong. Don't let the newspaper, don't let the mainstream media, don't even let me. I'm the only person you've heard on terrestrial radio or television to say, don't believe me, just listen to me and then research it. Fox doesn't do that. One poll's got Trump beating Clinton by 30 points. The other poll on the other station's got him losing by 20. You can't believe that crap. You listen to it. You sift out what you think's right or wrong, then you research it. Don't let me or anyone tell you how to vote or how to think, because if you do, we're all going to be screwed. One last thing, I see Charlie and Roger both pulling up. I guess they had breakfast. I know they don't listen to my show. They're smarter than that. I got to say, they got all this crap going on in St. Louis. I like Lou Reed. I supported Lou Reed, a proud black man, the president of the Board of Aldermen. And I don't know where he's at on this, but I would tell everybody that is in a leadership position in St. Louis City, don't worry about that stadium. You guys have spent more time in Slade. You're the no-goodest son of a bitch. You guys spent so much time on that stadium to get that stadium developed, and people are dying. St. Louis, the most dangerous city in the country at this point. Kids getting killed in their bed, people dying on the street, getting shot in the head. And front page isn't, let's stop the violence. Front page is, are we going to get the money for the new $1 billion stadium? Let's take that $1 billion and put in law enforcement, in community service, in first responders. Take that $1 billion and do something good with it. Now, I'm going to piss some people off, but they're having a mother's walk to end gun violence. I've seen in the last 2 years, 3 years, as you people have, a march after march after march. I'm an ex-policeman. I understand, and you understand. These marches are getting you nowhere. It may relieve a little frustration, but we got to get out in the streets. We got to vote for political leaders. They're going to stand behind our police department, our first responders. We got to vote for political leaders. They're going to quit spending so much money on jobs for their family and friends and start spending it on community service. Only then are we going to be able to stop the violence. And one last thing. Hey, Maximus Vaginus, Mark Pussy Boy, also known as Maximus Vaginus Eckert. You talk about no crime. You talk about the city safe. There's 2 or 3 robberies yesterday in Belleville. And what pisses me off, people, this no good son of a bitch in Belleville, if I was the mayor, I'd say, listen, people, it's not safe. You're going to have to worry about protecting yourselves. And if I'm the mayor, I say it's not all my fault. Some of it is because we haven't got enough policemen out here. And this is my leadership. But for Eckert, because he wants to get elected again, because he wants everybody to think that he's such a nice guy, he'll sit there on any podium, any speech, and say, Belleville's safe. I say, Eckert, anybody that dies, anybody that gets hurt, their blood is on your hands because this town's not safe. And I got to defend you, you son of a bitch, you greasy bastard. It's not all your fault. But what is your fault? You want to look good, so you're going to lie to the people? And I say, whatever position I ever get in, other than laying horizontally, and that's probably coming soon, got a lot of enemies, I say I would rather lose a vote to lose an election than to lose one life. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom. You hear me? Freedom! Your guardian of the First Amendment, Radical Radio. And we are very proud to be the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, insane broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Okay, now I got to calm down because I've got some respectable people that just walked in the office. Well, hell, they just walked out. Now I just got Charlie Myers, state representative from the 108th District out of Oakville, and our good friend, the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and candidate to help fight, to lead to get rid of the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, Mr. Roger Cook. Charlie, since you're the elected official and you are the state representative from the 108th District out of Oakville, and I got to tell you, not kissing your ass, but people in your district love you because you're out there every day fighting for them. And I want to salute you because you're not a politician. You may be a politician to get elected, but the next day I know you change over to be a public servant. And I know there's people that didn't vote for you that you've done things for because they're in your district, and that's the same way I feel. Charlie Myers, how the hell you doing, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing well. You know, I left rain in Oakville, and I get over here on the west side of Belleville, and the sun's shining bright, and you know, it's a beautiful day out there. So maybe I'll get some actual manual labor done this afternoon. That'd be even better.
Well, wait a minute. You look like Charlie Myers, state representative from 108th District. You sound like Willard Scott. Now you done took my weather report away from me, Charlie. Now come on, give me a break. Hey, Charlie, what the hell? Let's go through the personal stuff first. I want to thank you and all the people at the Murray Center. And I don't like to bring this all up, but we did donate so you could get a furnace out there. And Charlie brought me a plaque, and I don't know, I may break up a little bit. And let me tell you one thing. When they say men don't cry, whoever said that's a lousy, no good son of a bitch and liar. But they sent me something, and it's a heart, and it's a bunch of colored fingerprints. And I know some of these less fortunate people can't write properly and can't do some of the things that we take for granted, but it's in a heart shape, and it's all their fingerprints. And it says, you've touched our hearts, Mr. Romanik. Thank you. Charlie, I love those people out there. And I think if everybody would visit there, not only would they be supportive of the Murray Center, they would thank God. And I'm beginning to believe a little bit more that there may be a God. Not real religious still at this point. That's just being honest. But if they would go out there, they would thank their God that they're able to help those less fortunate instead of those people helping us and us being in that position.
Yes, Bob, and with what you did for our residents, it gives the chance. A lot of our residents are from Northern Illinois, and their parents come down, and it gives their parents a chance to stay in that cottage, a small cottage there, with their family member. And if that child's having problems, the medical staff is right there.
Right.
But they get to try to do Thanksgiving or Christmas, and that's because of you having the heart to donate the money to help get the new furnace in there while our state's in the severe problems they are. And it's already being used on days like this past weekend. We really didn't need a furnace much, but I'm sure Mother Nature's going to bring winter back. And people can book this and just make Christmas cookies or whatever with their child like they would at home.
Are you going to have anything out there for Christmas, Charlie, or has it already happened?
Well, the Murray parents went out and asked donations and asked all the parents to bring in lights. With the closure process was started, there were no more Christmas lights up at Murray, and these residents can't get out. So the Murray grounds have been decorated, all with donated lights from the community, and different trees and decorations wherever they're possible. We have to worry about their medical conditions and the PICA conditions and that. But Murray Center is their home, and it is decorated for the holidays, and they are home for the holidays.
Well, before we get on to what's in your agenda, I'm running for state representative in your adjoining district, and I will pledge to you right now, Charlie Meyer, I don't give a damn if I get elected and it costs me the next election. Anything to do with Murray Center, and people listen to me, anything to do with Murray Center, I'm for 1,000%. I don't give a damn about a vote. I give a damn about those less fortunate people. And Charlie, you got my word on that.
Well, that's good to know, Bob. But, when we talk about the Murray Center, we have to remember all the people with disabilities out there. And there's a lot of people in a lot of different places, and we have to stand up for them. These are people that just in some of these places and some of the CILAs, we have wonderful CILAs. We have groups that do an excellent job, but we have some that have no oversight yet. And those are people who have a chance to be hurt. And that's what we have to check. And we have to make sure anybody, it doesn't matter if they're working at a CILA or if they're working at Murray Center, if they take advantage of any of these people with special needs, that they're punished.
Charlie, thank you very much. And I want to let all the people out at the Murray Center know Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and we wish you the best. On a little bit lighter note, Charlie, well, I shouldn't say lighter because these Democrats are really destroying our country and our state. What's going on the political front?
It's interesting, if you start reading what's all going on in Chicago right now, it's good to be in Southern Illinois. But, Mike Madigan, there is a four-way race for the primary there. And he has one very good candidate running against him who really does want to change. Madigan believes that the 42 years he's been in the House, that he's done an excellent job. He's made Illinois a better place. And this candidate waited till just a few minutes before 5 to file his petitions. And when he walked in, he noticed somebody get up out of that office and walk around, and right behind him came 2 boxes from that office that were then filed. So there's 2 other candidates. So it seems to be there's a couple of people maybe playing in that race, just trying to help out the speaker. But he does have a credible candidate running against him this year.
Charlie, I'm glad you brought that up because I pointed that out Friday. This no-good son of a bitch is so concerned. Apparently, it's becoming a pretty much Hispanic area. So here's what happened, people. I'll give you the underbelly. Madigan's running. There's a viable, qualified Hispanic candidate. We'll call him, his name's Rodriguez. I don't know what it is. But so what Madigan does, he puts in a Gonzalez and another Hispanic. So they'll take the votes and split the votes. So this no good son of a bitch. See, Madigan, you ain't man enough to go one-on-one. But that's what these people do up in Chicago. That's what the culture of corruption is. They're going to put 2 shills in, so they'll pull off Hispanic votes from this viable candidate. So Madigan, after 47, 6, 9 years, whatever, 40-some-odd years, can have another 2 years. And, Charlie, to me, that's egregious. Illinois is the worst state for ballot access. You didn't dot your I. You didn't cross your T. I'd like to see that change where somebody could get enough petitions, they could be on the ballot, and again, let us, the people, decide who gets thrown off or who gets, by meaning thrown off, who gets elected.
Yeah, when you look at a petition and you go over it and you go over it again, you got to circle if you're an incorporated or unincorporated. There's all kinds of little bitty things that really makes no difference about the legitimacy of these signatures you have. But they use that against you if they don't want you on that ballot.
Yeah. At this point, you have no opposition, right, Charlie?
That is correct. They still can seat somebody up to run against me till June sometime, but I have no opposition at this point.
Yeah. Well, here's my take on that. And they gerrymander these districts, and they put them wherever people can get elected if they want the Democrats or the Republicans. And with you, I don't know if it's more Democrat, Republican, But I think what you've done for your district, I think they know better because it's going to be a waste of money. They're going to put their fight in something that's a more marginal race that they think they can either win or lose. I don't. This is me, not you, because I know you're not that self-serving and egotistical, somewhat like I am. But I don't think they can beat you, Charlie. So they're going to take their resources somewhere else.
Well, I hope they can't beat me. I enjoy being state rep most days. And I do try to work my buns off, and it doesn't matter if you're a Democrat or a Republican. I'm out there trying to do what's right for our district. There's a lot of the state of Illinois is very messed up, and we've got a lot of new rules and stuff coming out against us. And just like with Dallas being up in Springfield with the judges, we have rules. If you're a judge, you're supposed to get 60% of the vote
on retention, right?
We are looking at drafting legislation saying if you decide not to run as a judge and you're going to take that break and just run on the ballot, then you have to take a couple-year break before you can be judge again. Doesn't that make sense? Yeah. Play by the rules. Why try to worm your way around them? Charlie,
you said you're going to get the legislation. I think was it 2000. I think legislation was passed, and I think we call it the State of Illinois Constitution. Isn't that correct?
Yes, we do have a constitution, but it's amazing how if you have the numbers, you can try to change the law any which way without rewriting it.
Yeah, when they have, and that's what you good people listening, I don't care if you're Democrats from 30, 40 years ago. This is not your parents' Democratic Party. There's a bunch of renegades, not just in St. Clair County. That culture of corruption goes all the way to Springfield, up into Chicago with the Madigan regime. It is a culture of corruption. These aren't Democrats. These are rogues that have taken over the political process. And until we get together, quit being so apathetic. And I say, no more apathy, only victory in 2016, Charlie. And if these people don't get off their asses, I know a lot of people are just tired because they say, Bob, our vote doesn't make a difference. I hope everybody in 2016 realizes that it does, because the Republicans came out and voted for Governor Rauner. They put a Republican congressman and a Republican judge in St. Clair County, the Southern District of Illinois here. Never happened before. So there's hope, not just for the Republicans, but for all the decent Americans.
There's always hope as long as we have the right to go and vote and have an honest election. We have hope to change, to make this country the great country it was and the great country it can be again.
A good point. Charlie, and I know you probably don't know right off the top of your head, but I know the apathy in St. Clair County because of this culture of corruption's really, really been bad. Do most people in Clinton and Washington County, do they come out and vote?
Yes, we have very good voters percentage out there in our counties. And the one thing that I keep hearing right now from my district when I'm around it is, go tell the governor we support him. We elected him. We support him. We want to change.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with our good friend, State Representative Charlie Meyer out of the 108th District out of Oakville, and also Mr. Roger Cook, the co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition, and also the candidate for county board chairman, the candidate when get elected will help run this culture of corruption out of St. Clair County. We'll be back right after this break. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, radical radio, and we are the Patriot.
From KQQZ 1190 AM, St. Louis, Missouri, USA, you're listening to Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio.
This is Bob Romanik, the Grim Reaper of radio, and you're listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM. Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio. And we are, as always, very proud to be the Patriot. With us today, our good friend, a great state representative from the 108th District out of Oakville, Mr. Charlie Myers. Charlie, again, it's a pleasure to have you, and thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule. We don't have a lot of time left, but I know there was a couple other situations you wanted to address, so go right ahead.
Yeah, Bob, when I was listening to you talk about the new Baden Police Department, they are a wonderful group of people serving that town well. And so we just want to remind people about going to Kara's GoFundMe page, which is Hope for Kara with Service K9. And I want to tell you what they did about a month ago. I was able to participate. We have a young man there who just turned 10, Xavier Adcock, and he's suffering from brain cancer, and he's been fighting it for 2 years, and he wants to be a policeman when he grows up. And so we had a program, and we filled the entire side of that gym that evening, and we honored Xavier, and we made him an honorary policeman in the New Baden Fire Department, and he's a Chicago Bears fan, not a Rams fan, but a Bears fan.
Well, good for him.
And, life knocks you down a lot, and there's a saying but getting back up is living. And so I told Xavier when he got up on that morning, I think it was November 23rd or whatever, I said, when you get up that morning, you're going to the Rams-Bears game. I gave him and his family my tickets, and we asked the Bears, and they sent down a jersey and a helmet and a hat for him. And later we got field passes, and Xavier got to go on the field and got a signed football that day. And somebody in my district was nice enough to take me along to the football game yet, so I got to see Xavier there. But that's all because of this wonderful police department and the commitment they make to their community. And they really are out there trying to help everybody. So I thank you for letting me have that minute, Bob. And I want Roger to have his time. So I just want to wish everybody a very happy and Merry Christmas.
You know, Charlie, thank you very much. And I got to say, and it's self-serving on your end, you wouldn't say, without you, they never could have facilitated that situation with the Rams. So I thank you, and I'm sure all the good people of New Baden thank you. Mr. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. How the hell you doing, Mr. Cook?
I'm doing good, Bob. I'll tell you, it's been a great show, this second segment.
What you've been listening to another station in the studio here? This not been, other than Charlie, it's not been great. But go ahead. Hey, Roger, what's going on in your world today?
Well, let me just talk about Charlie a little bit. I know Charlie well. He's exactly what I want as a public servant. He truly represents what's right for the people and nothing else. And I'll tell you what, if we had a bunch of Charlie Meyer up at Springfield, it'd be a different place. So Charlie, and on a second thing, I can't tell you how much I appreciate your work with Murray Center. You know, I've got dear friends that have siblings in there, and what you've done is remarkable. And for what you've done, your reward's going to be great because you're a good person, and I appreciate that more than anything out of you.
Well, thank you, Roger. It's just the right thing to do.
Yeah,
I know that. And what's going on? A lot of things going on. Today's a big day. The objections are being heard.
Oh, that's right, up in Belleville.
Yeah, and in Springfield. And so we're going to find out what the final outcome is.
Let me say real quick, and it's self-serving on my end because I like Dallas Cook. This ignorant, no-count skank, this Rose Wilson, she's been fighting. You've been fighting, you know, the people that are trying to get rid of this culture of corruption. Now, guess what? She's suing Dallas because Dallas made a statement, not derogatory to her. He said, if. There's no lawsuit there. And if one of these judges don't throw it out, you'll see the culture of corruption. But hey, Miss Wilson, and boy, you are ugly. You was ugly. In my opinion, you was real ugly. And you're ugly for what you're doing. You're not taking money out of Dallas Cook's pocket, if he loses, and he can't lose because there's not a case. You're slapping the people of Belleville in the face. You're taking money from them. And you think you're a community leader. Hey, kiss my community white ass. Go ahead, Roger. I'm sorry.
Now you've thrown me off. Yeah, I'm very proud of my son.
And you should be. He's a fighter.
He is exactly like Charlie Meyer. He went into office.
No. He looks a lot better than Charlie.
He went in and represents the people, and I'm so proud of him. He's the elected city clerk in Belleville. He's over local elections. He's the clerk in the largest city south of Springfield, Belleville, which is the largest city in the St. Clair County. And he looked at this. Justice Lloyd Carmeier, a Supreme Court justice, was on the Supreme Court for 10 years, had to run for retention. And he met that higher standard.
Right, yes, he did.
We respect judges. Judges have to be held to a higher standard. And their last 10 years in office are going to be judged by the people. They need to hit that 60.1%. When you circumvent the clear intent of the law,
the Constitution, not
Dallas is standing up for the people of Belleville that he serves, and I am proud of him, and everybody should be proud. He's saying, go, if you want to be judged again, you be judged by the people who elect you. You attain that 60.1% because you did a good job and you represented what's best for criminal justice in this county and the people. And I am so proud of him because nobody else would.
He stood up and do it.
He, as a city clerk, public official, has a responsibility to represent his constituents, and he's doing it.
You know, Roger, I said that yesterday or Friday. These judges, they put their hand on a Bible and swear under oath that they'll uphold the Constitution of this great state of Illinois and the great United States of America. And then they go and they burn the Constitution. They urinate on the Constitution because they say, we're not going to run for retention. We're going to circumvent the law and we're going to run for an election. And in this Bear Civic, well, I'm only doing it to give people the choice. No, you should have gave the people the choice to retain you, Bear Civic, you piece of crap. And you didn't.
Well, you know, I'm not going to get personal with anybody. I respect judges, but I think they should follow the law bigger than anybody. They're the people we look up to. They're the people we put in office. And again, I think it's some credibility in the election cycle. You know, we fight the culture of corruption in St. Clair County, the fraud every year, and we need it to stop. And this is a start.
Yeah, you know, Roger, and I disagree with you because I don't respect judges because these judges, they're the ones that are put in office to obey the law. And when they circumvent the law, you know, they're as bad as a criminal. They're worse than a criminal because they're out front. They're the ones, without them being fair and without them having integrity and honesty, what the hell's going to become of us without a good judicial system? And in St. Clair County, in the 20th Judicial Circuit, most, not all, most of these judges ought to all be thrown out.
Well, you know me. This isn't personal against people.
No,
this
me
is
neither.
about bringing an honest, transparent government back to St. Clair County. Let me segue into another issue, such as Collinsville tonight. At Collinsville City Hall at 7:30, the people of Collinsville, my friends that have called me, they have a utility tax of 1.25%. That's going to be raised tonight in the city council meeting to 4%, from 1.25 to 4%
in this kind of economy
on all your utilities.
Right.
And you know what? You people of Collinsville that are listeners, you need to get up there, voice your concerns, voice your objections, or you're going to be taxed. And just like here in St. Clair County, we have to stand up. We're getting taxed out here. We're one of the highest property taxes in the country, and we've had enough. And you got to get involved, take a stand, and let's bring government back to the people where it deserves, just like Charlie Meyer does it.
Very, very well spoken, Mr. Roger Cook, co-chairman of the St. Clair County Freedom Coalition. Thanks for your time. I'm with you back on, Roger, when we got more time, because we're going to start talking about the election process here in St. Clair County. And as always, it's an honor and a privilege, and I mean that sincerely, to have not only Charlie Myers here, but to call him my friend, because this guy is out for the people of his district. He's out for the people of the state of Illinois. And we want to thank State Representative Charlie Myers for taking valuable time out of his valuable, busy schedule to show up. Mr. Charlie Myers, happy Christmas, Merry Holidays to you, buddy.
Well, it'll be special whenever we get the family together. It's always a special time. So I hope everybody else can have as wonderful a time as I.
Charlie Myers, we wish you the best. And you also, Roger Cook, we got to go. We'll see you good people tomorrow. This is Bob Romanik. The Grim Reaper of Radio, and you've been listening to the all-new KQQZ 1190 AM, simulcasting on KZQZ 1430 AM, Insane Broadcasting, America's bi-state voice of freedom, Radical Radio, and we are, as always, very, very proud to be the Patriot. Come on back tomorrow. We're going to fight the fight day in and day out. We're going to expose everyone, Democrat, Republican, Independent. We don't care. We need to take this country back, and we can only take it back by uniting together, people. All of us, Democrats, Republicans, men, women, black and white. Don't let this evil culture of corruption divide us, because if they do, they win. But together, you know the routine, like anything else. Together, we can unite. We can fight, unite and fight these son of a bitches. Expose them for what they are: hypocritical, no count, low life, good for nothing, political, parasitical punks that we call politicians. Expose them. And election day, we know what to do. Everybody knows what to do. Take our political swords and ram them right through their political hearts, of course, and destroy them once and for all, so our families can get back to the American way of life, the great way of life that our forefathers had fought to give us the opportunity to live. Destroy them politically, of course, right here on the dark side.
They're coming to take me away, ha-ha. They're coming to take me away, ho-ho, hee-hee, ha-ha. To the funny farm where life is beautiful all the time. And I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats. And they're coming to take me away, ha-ha.
The Patriot.
Your First Amendment and All-American Station. A division of Insane Broadcasting. Renegade Radio.
KQQZ, St. Louis.